We talked about the woman now a couple of times she's from Kentucky. If you don't know her story, she and her husband were traveling and they stopped at McDonald's, and on the way out she saw a dollar bill on the sidewalk, picked it up, put it in her pocket. 10 minutes later, she's in the car and she's gone completely numb, can't feel anything, thought she was going to die. She said the whole feeling came over her body. She said to her husband, I love you if something happens. He raced her to the emergency room. They pumped her with fluids. They thought she had a drug overdose. She said it's an accidental drug overdose from fentanyl being on the bill, but they tested the bill and her body and found no trace of any drugs whatsoever, including fentanyl. Mm-hmm. And an expert at Vanderbilt said, impossible. Just it would not have happened. She's sticking to her story, though.
She is sticking to her story, and the only reason I know that is because I saw a little clip here, a headline on FoxNews.com that she was on the Fox and Friends program earlier this morning.
Okay. And I said, my wife, we saw her last night just on Inside Edition. The local news story had done a thing on her, and they had a picture of her, and she's very attractive. Okay, she's very attractive. And they had her laying on the hospital bed, like couldn't move. Her head was off to the side, her mouth was open, you know. Mm-hmm. She looked like she's totally paralyzed, really. And my wife said, oh, yeah, good-looking girl like that, she's probably just wanting clicks on her Insta or whatever.
What do they call that on the streets? A thirst trap?
She's thirsty. She's thirsty.
Did you say? Oh, did she say her Insta?
Yeah,
I missed that. What was it?
So Chris Demm said, well, she was interviewed. She told her story this morning. Now it's going national on Fox and Friends.
And one of my favorite hobbies is to jump down to the bottom of a Fox story.
Yes.
And read the comments.
Yes. Now, I am blown away. I don't ever read comments on anything, especially about...
No, you shouldn't. It's not for you.
You told me. You always tell me what I can and cannot watch.
I give Biggie fashion advice,
that's right. Yeah.
And I try to keep you out of the sewer.
I go to you. Both you and Biggie have said. I'll say, what are they saying about me on twoguysnamedchris.com? And both of you say...
Nothing to see here.
Trust me, don't do it. No.
My Facebook's been
Don't dip your toe.
No, I can't do it. I can't even get on Facebook now if I tried.
Don't
do it. I tried one day to stalk some old high school friends, and it said, do you have a 2-digit authentication code? And I said...
69. Yeah. Am I right? Every time. Pound this rock. Pound this rock.
Don't leave me hanging.
Wouldn't let me on. Well, so I can't even get on Facebook right now. But it's probably for the best.
Consider yourself
probably for the best.
Okay.
Garbage.
So Chris Demm reads the comment about the woman who picked up the dollar bill that she swears was laced with fentanyl.
But there's no medical evidence to back her claim up.
None at all.
Literally the first comment. They want you to be afraid of paper money so they can push their move to being a totally controlled cashless society. Part of the plan.
A $1 bill at McDonald's.
Sean writes, fear the dollar in any form, paper or cashless. Anything controlled by the Fed is currency backed by enormous debt.
Yeah.
You can't even have a dollar bill anymore.
Nope.
Man, I had no idea anybody would take it that direction.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. Everything goes that direction.
Everything is political now.
The last guy to take on the Federal Reserve was assassinated in Texas, 1963.
Oh, my God.
Next, money laced with monkeypox. This is the cesspool of the comments.
Yes, I cannot. You should
But
not.
I'm here for the comments.
I don't.
love it.
Oh, I don't.
I wallow in
it. I can't read the comments. There's no way.
Great.
Chris Demm is everything he tells me to watch or not to watch. You know, I said, better call Saul. He said, no, man, not for you.
No, that's not. He's right about that. That's not for you.
Can't do it. He tells me.
You know, my wife and I, we kind of had this discussion lately. You know, sometimes when she comes home, she works long hours. And sometimes on Fridays or Saturdays, she'll say, find me a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Find me a movie.
Yes.
Well, her favorite movie used to be Pulp Fiction. Mm-hmm. And we've all in this room seen Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Great movie, but very violent.
Yeah.
Very violent, very vulgar. I mean, there's, it's as rough edge as it can get. Mm-hmm. But now, when she sees anything closely resembling movie violence, no, that's not for me. Not for me.
Really? Even though she saw it and loved it.
So I have to find this sweet spot of like not a rom-com, but not a violent picture. So it's getting harder and harder.
Well, I have to thank you all for something, especially, I guess, Biggie and all of you. I have to thank you for something because on vacation, I watched something. I'm about halfway through it now, and Chris Demm told me you can't handle it, and he said you won't understand it, but I understand most of it.
So the joke's on you.
So that's my thanks.
Well, the rest of you said try it, but Chris Demm said no. Chris Demm said if you watch it, it won't be cool anymore.
Okay.
But I had finished up a couple of things. It was the weekend before we came back. I said, let me just choose something to watch.
Okay.
So I started watching Barry with Bill Hader, and I think that's one of the best shows I've seen in a long time. It's just so creative and original and unique.
It is. It's creative and original for sure.
So I'm through a season and a half, and I love Henry Winkler in it, which Dave told me.
Henry Winkler is great.
Tremendous. And I love Bill Hader. I've always been a fan of, and I just think it's great. I love his girlfriend actress.
It's easy to hate his girlfriend.
I think she plays the part really well.
She does. She really does.
And it's about a guy who's a hired killer hitman, but he's taken up a love of acting.
And Stephen Root's great.
Oh my God, fantastic! And every time I think Stephen Root's going to be dead, he somehow slips through the news.
Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet.
So yeah, about a season and a half in of 3 seasons. And that show Barry, which is on HBO, I see it on HBO Max. To me, it goes from incredibly funny to incredibly violent in a
dark
flash, and it's so great the way it does it. And here's what I did though that I know, and my wife always gets on to me for this. Now, apparently, my friend Diesel has been telling me for about 3 years to watch Barry, but I have no memory of that whatsoever. I just know you all suggested it, a month ago.
Well, he's like your second wife. He says something that goes in one ear and out the other.
Exactly. So the other night, last weekend, we're playing pickle, and I had just come off like 5 episodes of it. So I walk up to him. And we're just chatting or whatever. And I said, oh, I got a recommendation for you. No. I said, you need to watch Barry on HBO. And he goes, are you serious right now? Are you kidding me? And his face got all red. He goes, I've been suggesting you watch Barry for 3 years.
Ouch.
Yeah. You. Now, I do this to my wife all the time. I'll say, somebody told me to watch or eat or whatever. She goes, yes, it was me. Yeah. I told
you. did that in this room.
I know. I know.
Somebody told me I should watch Barry. It was all of us.
It's you.
Where is your mind?
I don't know. I never give anybody credit for anything. I don't know. But I say, yeah, somebody suggest, y'all. It's just easy for me. I say, y'all, Dave, you ought to watch Barry.
You only go 3 places.
I know. Why do I not know that? But I'll recommend Barry wholeheartedly. I can't wait to.
I will say I was watching it, and I was in the middle of it, and then I know this may sound strange, but then the Uvalde shooting happened, and I took a break from it.
Did you because of
Beth Demm a little bit.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to distance from violence, and it's a violent show. I mean,
I understand
all there is to it.
I understand what she's saying.
I kind of fell behind a little bit.
Yeah.
I still like it, and I think the characters are great.
I'm more sensitive to violence now. Even though I love that. Yes, because of things like these shootings, like the Uvalde shooting. That video that's out right now, it just makes me sick to my stomach. I mean, to watch that. And everybody, I guess. And the fact that they released the video without showing it to the families first. And
how long's it been? 6 weeks?
Yeah. Yeah. And they release it before the families see it. And it's just like,
not cool, man.
It makes you sick. I mean, it really does. And so sometimes I turn away from violent things because of that. But I'm so... Barry, the last episode of season 1, I don't know if you all remember because it's been so long for y'all, but it takes place at a lake house where Henry Winkler.
Oh, yeah.
I was blown away by that.
There's some jaw-dropping moments.
I couldn't believe it. I just was like...
No one's safe.
What? No. And I love...
And when you like the character.
I loved her. I just loved her.
Loved.
I can't say anything more.
Past tense.
Man, that is a great... That episode just like... Oh,
well,
man.
that and then the I don't want to talk about
Well,
it
I'll tell you that about... One thing about that show... I sat down one night and I had seen 3 or 4 episodes. I said, well, I'll watch one. It was like 9:30 on a Saturday night, and I wound up watching 5.
Oh, of course,
because I just like, wow.
Well, yeah, they're 30-minute episodes.
Yeah.
You
blow through them. It's really good.
But the connection between Barry and Henry Winkler's character is so...
Tremendously.
And then later...
Strangely symbiotic.
It's so... it's all over the place.
Henry Winkler is an old actor who's... kind of failed at acting.
With a bad reputation.
So now he's teaching a class. And there's one line, he's trying to woo a woman, and he's like, come on, let's just throw caution to the wind. He goes, I'm 47. And I was like, you're 70. I mean, it's not even really the joke. And you're just like, you're 71 or 2. I looked him up. He's like 75 years old. And I was like, you just said you're... And nobody even says anything, but he's like, I'm 47.
It's Hollywood, baby.
I know. I loved it. It was so good.
And then out of nowhere, there's a Joe Montana.
Oh, is there? No, I don't know about Joe Montana yet.
Don't skip ahead, Dave.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to skip ahead on you.
Yet. But it's good. Y'all are right. That's a great show. Barry. So I told Diesel, you ought to watch Barry.
What did he say?
I've been telling you for 3 years. He said, God darn it. I'm telling
my wife.
It's just like my wife. That's exactly like my wife. I should thank BB Shea. He likes it too.
Yeah.
I'll go up to him and say, you ought to try Barry.
Let's do it tomorrow at this time.
At this time.
During the wrap-up.
It's going to be a very awkward wrap-up tomorrow. BB Shea is seeing my paycheck.
Oh, that's right. First one since
He's the first.
Every time I see him, he just mouths "wow" to me.
Yeah, he's always in a state of stun. Wow.